Hi, it's Anna Mason. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I painted this rounded and glossy persimmon fruit. I worked from a photo and I began with an outline drawing, where I partially outlined the areas of sheen, but only on the edges where I felt confident that the pencil wouldn't be visible through the paint. Then I laid down the lightest washes, first using very watery mixes, beginning with the lightest sheen colours, which were a pale orange, which was a combination of Windsor Lemon and Scarlet Lake. Next, I painted the lightest colours within the green of the sepals, varying the mix between a grey-green and a more yellow-green, and I also painted in the lightest parts of the shadow under the fruit. Now that the skin area was dry, I could apply another layer to the skin, everywhere except the sheen parts. Next was the part where I was brave and went all in with the darkest parts of the fruit's flesh. It always feels a bit awkward to do this, but I know from experience that it makes balancing the mid-tones and getting the right depth of colour a lot easier. So I applied the thick, dark, reddy brown orange mix to the main patch of dark on the fruit, as well as the sections under the sepals and the more red coloured strip along the bottom. Then I worked on the next darkest colours, which had a more yellow hue to them. And then I could start bringing the lightest and darkest colours together by working on the mid-tones with a more watery mix. But at this point of the painting, because of the way that we perceive colours as relative to the ones around them, you really need to get all the other colour areas painted before you can complete your assessments. So next, I darkened up the sepals, again working on the darkest tones in the area first, before doing some more tonal adjustments there and working on the lights and then the darks and the mids again. I then darkened up the shadow area, doing my best to create a smooth, graduated transition between the light and dark greys there. Next, I took a tea break and I came back with refreshed eyes to compare my painting with the photo to identify which areas needed darkening or have more details added with my tiny brush. I turned my painting and the photo upside down at this point to really help with this process, as it seems to allow you to notice different shapes that you miss when you've been looking at it in one way for a while. This stage is a long one, and I generally find that when aiming for realism, the longer you spend on these final stages, the better. So as long as you're cautious when it comes to darkening your lightest tones, the details you add now can make all the difference. And with all those final adjustments made, the painting was finished. A full video class of this persimmon study is available now in my online school. If you've enjoyed this mini class, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, then do pop over to annamasonart.com, where you can take a full-length video class for free and find a whole heap of resources to help you pick up your brush and paint the way you've always wanted to. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you soon to help you capture the beauty of nature on paper.